Hi, this is Chapter 11 for Intro to Business. Chapter 11 is called Marketing Processes and Consumer Behavior. In this chapter, we're going to discuss these marketing basics like the marketing mix, the marketing plan, and target marketing and market segmentation. We're going to also explore key factors that influence consumer and organizational buying processes. Here are the objectives for the chapter. 1. Explain the concept of marketing and identify the 5 forces that constitute the external marketing environment. 2. Explain the purpose of a marketing plan and identify its main components. 3. Explain market segmentation and how it is used in target marketing. 4. Discuss the purpose of marketing research and compare the 4 marketing research methods. Describe the consumer buying process and the key factors that influence that process. That was 5. Now 6. Discuss the 4 categories of organizational markets and the characteristics of business-to-business, B2B, buying behavior. 7. Discuss the marketing mix as it applies to small business. So, what is marketing? This is the formal definition. It's an organizational function and a set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers and for managing customer relationships in ways that benefit the organization and its stakeholders. So, in other words, marketing is all about how people can find out about your product, think well about your product, and hopefully the goal would be for them to purchase your product or service. Value. You hear this buzzword a lot, of value, and you see the equation below. Value equals benefits over costs. Value is formally defined as the relative comparison of a product's benefits versus its costs. So, how much will this help divided by how much will this cost is the formula for value. Okay, so in order to increase the value, you would either cut the costs, make the costs lower, or you would increase the benefits. Okay, so if you can't increase the benefits, you would cut the costs. A little bit more on delivering value. Some companies may develop an entirely new product that performs better than existing products. Keep a store open longer hours during a busy season, which might be the holiday rush come Thanksgiving time, even pre-Thanksgiving time. Offer price reductions or sales promotions. Offer information that explains how a product can be used in new ways, and you see a lot of that, which is being done online through social sharing and through blogging of different things you can do to use a product, different ways that you can use a product better, and so forth. Utility. This is the ability of a product to satisfy a human want or need, and it goes through form utility, which is what it does, time utility, which is does it help with saving any of your time as far as when you purchase it, as far as when you use it. Place utility is where you can get it, and possession utility, that's about having it. What will having it do to make someone's life better? Goods, services, and ideas. Consumer goods, these are things like food and phones, formally defined as physical products purchased by consumers for personal use. Okay, so you might have heard about the CPG industry, consumer packaged goods industry. Industrial goods, these are physical products purchased by companies to produce other products. and these are mostly things like machines in order to make different products. Could be different kinds of chemicals also. Services, products having non-physical features like information, expertise, or some kind of activity that can be purchased. So you could think of things like this as a website or a tax service, and these are intangible, you can't touch them. Relationship marketing and customer relationship management. Relationship marketing has a goal of keeping the customer forever. It's formally defined as the marketing strategy that emphasizes building lasting relationships with customers and suppliers. CRM, customer relationship management. You'll often see the acronym CRM when it's before the word database, and it's formally defined as organized methods that a firm uses to build better information connections with clients so that stronger company-client relationships are developed. Next is data warehousing, formally defined as the collection, storage, and retrieval of data in electronic files. So it's interesting to think about what kind of different data companies have about their customers. Next is the external marketing environment. So you can see that it starts at the top left with the competitive environment, the political and legal environment, socio-cultural environment, technological environment, and the economic environment. So the firm and its marketing plan has different plans, strategies, and makes decisions based on these different factors. Okay, the marketing environment, political legal environment. This is the relationship between business and government, usually in the form of government regulation of business. Okay, so this would involve different types of trends, usually. Industries are affected by this depending on different trends. So if we were talking about Netflix and different streaming providers during class, different things such as net neutrality might come into play, different things like why certain areas of the country have slower internet would come into play, and whether there would be legislation that would be put in place in the future to make those areas with slow internet have a faster internet. Obviously, this would play a part in different food companies and so forth. Next is socio-cultural environment, formally defined as the customs, mores, values, and demographic characteristics of the society in which an organization functions. And just like I was talking about Netflix and chill is like a cultural trend these days. Netflix is such a big part of the culture that it's affecting different industries, such as the television industry, for the decreasing price of large flat screen TVs. It's getting involved in the food delivery industry also, with the whole vibe that there are people who want to stay at home more often, it seems. Okay, so moving right along, the technological environment. These are all the ways by which firms create value for their constituents. So, obviously, the internet and different technologies available on smart TVs, laptops, phones for streaming Netflix would be part of the picture. Economic environment, relevant conditions that exist in the economic system in which a company operates. So prices would influence the economy would be influenced by different situations. So let's say there's a good economy, the price for Netflix would go up. If there is not so great of an economy, the chances are the price for Netflix would decrease. Okay. Competitive environment. A substitute product is a product that is dissimilar from those of competitors but that can fulfill the same need. These would be things like a substitute for Netflix would be something like a DVD. You would need a DVD player for that, or it could even be cable. Okay. Brand competition is competitive marketing that appeals to consumer perceptions of benefits of products offered by particular companies. So when I think brand competition, I think Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, Chevy versus Ford, etc. International competition, competitive marketing of domestic products against foreign products. So this would be something like Chevy versus Honda. Would be something like Miller beer versus Heineken beer, for example. Strategy, the marketing mix. So the marketing mix is also considered the 4 P's of marketing, which is product, place, price, promotion. Okay, marketing plan. This is the detailed strategy for focusing marketing efforts on consumers' needs and wants. Okay, and then it would involve the different strategies. In our class so far, we've talked about 2 main strategies, and those would be low cost and differentiation. Okay, marketing objectives. These are the things marketing intends to accomplish in its marketing plan. It's the goals. And then there's a marketing manager, and that's a manager who plans and implements the marketing activities that result in the transfer of products from producer to consumer. At the C-level, marketing manager would be considered the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, or the VP of Marketing. This is the components of the marketing plan. Okay, so the marketing plan has the marketing objectives, the goals, the marketing strategy, which is defined as having the target markets and the marketing mix work together so that the goals can be met. Strategy, the marketing mix. Product is a good or service or idea that is marketed to fill consumers' needs and wants. So any example of a product that you can think of is likely a product: iPhone, Galaxy, notebook, book, laptop, folder, etc., etc. Product differentiation, creation of a product feature or product image that differs enough from existing products to attract customers. So for example, the Apple operating system is different from the Android or Windows operating systems. So some people might find one more advantageous over the other depending on their needs. Pricing is the process of determining the best price at which to sell a product. Place, also called distribution, also called a marketing channel, is part of the marketing mix concerned with getting products from producers to consumers. Promotion, you could think of this as advertising, and with different types of advertising you could come up with digital, TV, radio, or traditional advertising. Formal definition is the aspect of the marketing mix concerned with the most effective techniques for communicating information about products. Advertising is defined as any form of paid, non-personal communication used by an identified sponsor to persuade or inform potential buyers about a product. Personal selling is person-to-person sales. Sales promotion, direct inducements such as premiums, coupons, and package inserts to tempt consumers to buy products. Public relations, communication efforts directed at building goodwill and favorable attitudes in the minds of the public toward the organization and its products. So different things, even tobacco companies would want to have and need to have a strong PR department. Integrated strategy, integrated marketing strategy. This is strategy that blends together the 4 P's of marketing mix to ensure their compatibility with one another as well as with the company's non-marketing activities. Target marketing and market segmentation. Target market is a group of people who have similar wants and needs and can be expected to show interest in the same products. Market segmentation is a process of dividing a market into categories of different customer types or segments. Product positioning is the process of fixing, adapting, and communicating the nature of a product. So on any different kind of grid, you might have different elements of what people might think of a product, whether it be value, price, quality, trendiness, etc. And a company wants to position itself on this dartboard just right to make its target market as appealed and attracted by the product as possible. Identifying market segments, geographic variables, geographic units that may be considered in developing a segmentation strategy, geographic segmentation, geographic units from countries to neighborhoods that may be considered in identifying different market segments in segmentation strategy. Demographic variables are characteristics of populations that may be considered in developing a segmentation strategy. Demographic segmentation, a segmentation strategy that uses demographic characteristics to identify different market segments. These are some examples of different demographic variables: age, education, family life cycle, family size, income, nationality, race, religion, gender. Geo-demographic variables, combination of both geographic and demographic traits used in developing a segmentation strategy. Geo-demographic segmentation, using a combination of geographic and demographic traits for identifying different market segments in a segmentation strategy. Now we're on to psychographics, which you can think of as lifestyle attributes. Psychographic variables, consumer characteristics such as lifestyles, opinions, interests, and attitudes that may be considered in developing a segmentation strategy. Psychographic segmentation, a segmentation strategy that uses psychographic characteristics to identify different market segments. So you could even think of, for an extra credit assignment, to research VALS segmentation. If you type into Google VALS segmentation, you'll see what a lot of marketers consider to be the most typical types of psychographics categories out there. It would be interesting to, again, Google VALS segmentation. More about identifying market segments. Behavioral variables. These are behavioral patterns displayed by groups of consumers and that are used in developing a segmentation strategy. Behavioral segmentation is a segmentation strategy that uses behavioral variables to identify different market segments. Marketing research. Marketing research is a study of what customers need and want and how best to meet those needs and wants. And this is usually done through focus groups, surveys, and other ways of collecting data from customers and potential customers. Marketing research. So in this chart we see that the stakeholders controlling marketing variables assessing information needs, providing information, making decisions, and environmental factors are all related to marketing research and a part of the equation. The research process consists of studying the current situation, selecting a research method, collecting data, analyzing the data, and preparing a report. What kinds of data are there for research? There's secondary data, which is data that is already available from previous research. There's primary data, which is new data that is collected from newly performed research. So secondary data is data that you look at. Primary data is data that you'll likely do yourself. Research methods: observation, research method that obtains data by watching and recording consumer behavior. Survey, research method of collecting consumer data using questionnaires, telephone calls, and face-to-face interviews. Focus groups, research method using a group of people from a larger population who are asked their attitudes, opinions, and beliefs about a product in an open discussion. A lot of the times you'll actually see some advertisements for how surprised and honest customers are about what makes a particular brand great. And those results will be shown as part of the advertisement. Experimentation is a research method using a sample of potential customers to obtain reactions to test versions of new products or variations of existing products. So this would just be a sample, and some cities are known as test markets for different foods. One of them is Columbus, Ohio, and they've done things where they've tested out different flavors of Oreos, for example. One of them was like a cherry cola Oreo, and I actually was able to have some. So I haven't seen it in Chicagoland markets just yet, but here's hoping. Understanding consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is how customers behave and how they buy. Formally defined as the study of the decision process by which people buy and consume products. Psychological influences include an individual's motivations, perceptions, ability to learn, and attitudes that marketers use to study buying behavior. Personal influences include lifestyle, personality, and economic status that marketers use to study buying behavior. Social influences include family, opinion leaders, people whose opinions are sought by others, and such reference groups as friends, coworkers, and professional associates that marketers use to study buying behavior. Cultural influences include culture, subculture, and social class influences that marketers use to study buying behavior. Brand loyalty, pattern of regular consumer purchasing based on satisfaction with the product's performance. So, a lot of people have brand loyalty towards certain car makes. A lot of people have brand loyalty to certain technological companies like Apple or Samsung. Some people have a lot of brand loyalty to different sports brands, etc. Consumer buying process. There is the vote set or consideration set, and this is the group of products consumers will consider buying as a result of information search. There is rational motives, reasons for purchasing a product that are based on a logical evaluation of product attributes. There are emotional motives, which are reasons for purchasing a product that are based on non-objective factors. The consumer buying process, personal and environmental factors, which are psychological, personal, social, and cultural. Stages of the consumer buying process, problem/need recognition, need to replace old shoes, information seeking, search for stores, styles, prices, opinions of others, recently Payless Shoes was in the news that they were closing down all of their physical retail outlets. Evaluation of alternatives. Which are comfortable, affordable? How will others react to them? Purchase decision. Choose rationally or emotionally. Choose one or the other, or maybe a combination. Post-purchase evaluation. Observe reactions of others, test durability, compare with older shoes. Marketing factors are the marketing mix. 4 P's of marketing: product, pricing, promotion, place. Business marketing, or B2B. Services companies market, firms engaged in the business of providing services to the purchasing public. Industrial market, organizational market consisting of firms that buy goods that are either converted into products or used during production. Reseller market, organizational market consisting of intermediaries that buy and resell finished goods. B2B buying behavior, industrial buyers buy in bulk or large quantities. B2B buyers are trained in methods for negotiating purchasing terms. Industrial buyers are company specialists in the line of products and are often experts about the products they buy. Institutional marketing. These are mostly nonprofits. Institutional market is organizational market consisting of such non-governmental buyers of goods and services as hospitals, churches, museums, and charitable organizations. Social media in marketing. Social networking is a network of communications that flow among people and organizations interacting through an online platform. Social networking media are websites or access channels such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube to which consumers go for information and discussions. Viral marketing is a type of marketing that relies on the internet to spread information like a virus from person to person about products and ideas. Corporate blogs, comments and opinions published on the web by or for an organization to promote its activities. The international marketing mix. International products. Some products can be sold abroad with virtually no changes. One of them might be Coca-Cola. For example, international pricing. Marketers must consider the higher cost of transporting and selling products abroad. That's if they have to be produced in different countries and can't be produced in the country that they're being sold in. International distribution. Companies with existing distribution systems often enjoy an advantage. International promotion. Often U.S. promotional tactics do not succeed in other countries. Small business in the marketing mix. Small business products. Product failures due to lack of market potential or marketing to the wrong target market segments. Small business pricing. Losses due to pricing errors resulting from underestimating operating expenses. Small business distribution. Poor location choice fails to attract customers. Small business promotion. Careful promotion can reduce expenses.